Gunman Boxing, the baddest boxing channel in the UK. I am here with a Hall of Famer.
Wow.
This guy should be getting an MBE for his services to the fight game.
Wow.
You've entertained many over the years,
Thank
and
you
you
very
don't
much.
even realise the joy you've put on people like mine face.
Well,
I grew up.
awfully kind of you. Thank you, Wesley.
Mate, listen, I grew up since I was 5 years old watching Tyson fights, watching you presenting, and now I'm a presenter coming in after people like you. So you're an absolute inspiration to see, paved the way for guys like us just wanting to
awesome.
talk,
Thank you very, very,
talk boxing.
very much. Thank you very much indeed.
Let's talk about the best fight you've been to. You've been to so many great fights. What would you say the best fight you've been to is?
Ever in my whole working life, ever.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's actually easy. It's not difficult. It's
Really?
easy, yeah. Unquestionably, the first Tyson Holyfield fight.
Really, yeah.
When I say the words, the hair on the back of my neck starts to do that because it was so extraordinary and it meant so much at the time. I think people now overlook what an enormous event it was in America, particularly at the time. There's a great film in which I have a tiny, tiny part called Chasing Tyson. I don't know if people may have seen that or not, but it's well worth it. And he explains the background, which was one of the things that made the fight so huge. It took them 5 years to actually get in the ring because of Tyson's issues, Evander's medical issues. There were genuine fears that Holyfield would die in the fight. And Tyson's intentions were so bad, his reputation was virtually as a fighting machine intact at that time.
Yeah, it was at the top of it.
Holyfield dismantled him. And the crowd that night was beyond electric. It seemed like the whole arena lifted off into space. I get emotional talking about it now. When it ended, it was so amazing in every single way.
Yeah.
I also got very lucky because one of my heroes, if I may add, broadcast-wise, was Reg Guttridge, Reg led ITV's boxing for decades.
Yeah, wow.
It's the only time I worked with Reg on a live fight.
Oh, really? Was on that show?
And at the end of it, Reg, I think it may even have been the last big broadcast fight Reg ever did. And I just said to Reg when we finished, Reg, what was that like? You've seen them all. And he said to me, if I were you, young man, I'd quit tonight because you're never going to see anything like that again in your whole life.
Absolutely amazing. Well, how did it make you feel when you see Tyson fighting Jake Paul the other week?
I wouldn't watch it. No interest in it. It is what it is. He's obviously, like the rest of them, addicted to the fame and all that.
And the papers.
Of course.
And the papers.
I've no opinion about it, really, except to say I'm glad nobody gets hurt in these things.
Did you watch it?
No, but the sadness of it is because I don't watch that, then I don't see Katie Taylor's fight on the night, to tell the truth, and I will watch it because I know it was a great fight. So it comes with that kind of a tariff attached to it in that way.
It was so sad to see. I mean, Mike Tyson was moving like the Statue of Liberty in there.
I'm not surprised, but we've seen this pattern repeatedly. Mayweather in second gear for however many rounds against McGregor, same thing, and McGregor, in his way, was more of an opponent to a Mayweather than this kid who's a decent club fighter level, 6-rounder level pro in British terms, something like that, maybe 8-rounder. He works hard, he gets himself in shape, he's tried to be a boxer, he's not going to be a boxer, and he's a master of publicity. And the rest of us, people like me, should just probably say you're brilliant at what you do. Yeah.
Sadly, we saw Evander Holyfield call out Mike Tyson for a trilogy after that fight.
I really don't.
Disgusting to see.
I do not want that. But as you rightly say, they see easy money to be made. Those two guys would probably just look after each other, not do anything silly. They're captivating characters to the wider audience, and probably Evander, like so many former top fighters, is just so addicted to the limelight and to the adulation, and he thinks, I like a piece of that again. That's what it's about. It's a vanity project, isn't it?
100%. Last question from me before I let you go. Is influencer boxing good for the sport or is it bad for the sport? You're a purist like myself, but when you're seeing tag team matches and farcical fights being put together like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, is it bad for the sport, or is it great that there's more audience and more people participating in boxing now?
I want to believe it's okay. I'm very uneasy about it. Would I work on one? Possibly. So let's be clear. I don't want to be a hypocrite about it. I think there's a lot in what you said about it. It does create interest in the professional boxing industry, which is a very good thing. And at some point, probably then more young people want to get into amateur boxing, which is what we all think is a great idea. And so there are benefits. But every time I see an event, what I will say, Wesley, is I'm just hoping that somebody isn't carted out of it on a stretcher, because that's the side to it. You know, we're at Wembley. I've seen it not many years ago, Eubank Blackwell fight. The outcome right next door. What was that? Probably 10 years ago. Things like that, they happen, and I really do believe that with the hype around these influencer events, celebrity boxing events, 95% of the people don't understand that's what's at the heart of boxing, professional boxing particularly.
Yeah, that's really true.
You know, we don't give out that health warning around it.
And guys that can't fight and can't protect themselves, you know, when you see people just doing a front call and swinging at each other, they're more likely to do damage to each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm always uneasy about it. But you know, we live in a so-called free world.
Yeah.
And
it brings
the
eyeballs.
Free trade, isn't it?
Yeah, it brings the eyeballs.
It's an expression of free trade, I guess.
More people are watching it. More people are trying boxing as well.
Definitely.
You know, you're getting video editors going to boxing gyms now, hoping that they one day might fight Jake Paul.
Absolutely. So it does do that, but let's hope. I'd be surprised, you know, if we go on without having somebody seriously hurt, and that's obviously going to be a very, very troubling day when it does happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, thank you so much for your
My
time.
pleasure. Lovely to meet
Honestly,
you.
as I said, you're iconic in the game.
Thank you very much.
And I really appreciate your time.
There's a lot of hype there. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care, my man.